Yes, dear children, at this moment I am looking at page 30 of the book, and this is your India book in which he talks about the theory of Malthus, and he talks about neo Malthusian environmentalist and radical ecologist. Now, what is he saying? That there were people who started again believing, and even today there are people who believe that resources will fall short. So those people who say that resources will fall short, they are believing in a philosophy or the theory given by Malthus. That is why it is called as neo Malthusian theory. Environmentalists again say that if there is too much of population, then also there will be a lot of problems, so we should control population. Now, who are radical ecologists? Those who believe in the Russian model are basing themselves on the radical philosophy. The radical philosophy is the radical views given by Karl Marx, right? So, what do we see? It says that there should be a proper balance between population and resources. Then again, if you see the third underlining, it says there has been a marginal expansion of resources in the world in the last 300 years, but there has been phenomenal growth of human population. The fact is this, that population has increased, very true, but resources have also increased, because if resources had not increased, how could population have survived? So population has increased, resources has increased. What are they saying is that a lot of pressure is being created on the resources, so we should control population. So here people are looking at Sir Thomas Malthusian view, which we have already discussed in another video, in which I told you from the other book which was of human geography, chapter on page number 15. I had made a video before this. I'll send you a link for that, and that chapter was chapter number 2. So if you see here, he says that resources are existing everywhere, and there are people whose access to resources may be varying. I'll read it out to you. He says resources everywhere are unevenly distributed. Rich countries and people have access to large resource baskets, while the poor find their resources shrinking. Moreover, unending pursuit of control of more and more resources by powerful and use of the same for exhibiting one's prowess is the prime cause of conflict, as well as apparent contradiction between population, resource, and development. So every country wants more and more resources, which is being stressed here. And everybody, if you see in your political science book, a lot of discussion on resources, petroleum, you have already seen, isn't it? Now you look at the next paragraph where it talks about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi's view on resource development is a totally different view. And what do you find in Mahatma Gandhi's view of resource development? He says that development should take place in such a way that the morality and the spirituality should remain. He says those people who have the resources, they are trustees of social wealth. This means all the wealth that they have is to be used for the good of the people. And his views are more based towards philosophical and higher level of thinking. And what do you see? He says that non-violence, which we all think and all know is very good. He says non-violence and social wealth are taken as important points in his views. And then if you see, there are books written in which there's one book which I will mention, which is Small is Beautiful, where Gandhian view on resource development is taken into account. What do you mean by small is beautiful? Small is beautiful means that even if the resources are less, if they are given to all and if all have access to it, it is still beautiful. So Gandhian view is, if I give you another line, it will be the best. And the line is, there is enough for everybody's need, but not for anybody's greed. So you can see, when it comes to need, needs can be fulfilled. But if it comes to greed, you cannot fulfill greed of even one single person. So the topic ends with the books that are mentioned here, the Club of Rome report, which are all a part of your political science course. Thank you.